It is the biggest disservice to a client when you're trying to force an off-market offer to a home seller. Let me break this down. Uh, Please forgive my hair. My parents are moving from Knoxville to Las Vegas. My sister lives in Henderson area, Nevada, near Las Vegas, and we're moving them, right? And we're getting a realtor out there. And before comps were ever made, she has an off-market offer in hand. Oh my goodness, how convenient is that? Well, she didn't even bring comps. She didn't even show comparables as to what's sold in the area in the last year or last 3 months or last 6 months. She just tried to shove down an offer to do this. First of all, how do you know that that's a good offer, right? And we're talking about a couple $100,000 here. We're not talking about millions of dollars, but same thing happens here. And she's trying to push my parents into selling right now, which that's not the plan. The plan is to move in June timeframe, because that's what we had planned. So when an agent is being pushy, what is that telling you? They're desperate for a sale. They have commission breath. They're not serving you. They're serving themselves. They're serving their wallet. And I get it. They're salespeople. I'm a salesperson. I don't play those games though. What I like to do is I like to go, okay, let's do this. Let's go out to the investor list and let's go out to the hedge funds and see what prices we can get. So we at least have a baseline as to know what we can do, what we can sell it for, what I can get it off market for. And then that's your baseline. And then we put it on the market, because that's really where the pool of buyers are willing to pay for what your house is really worth. And it's not what you think it is. It can't be what your house is. What your house is worth is what buyers are willing to pay for. Now, if you're willing to accept it or not, that's it's not part of the equation, right? Our job when you hire a real estate agent is to get the highest price and the best terms that work with your plans. And I'm kind of chafed right now because I just spent an hour with my parents discussing questions that they have to ask this agent, what the expectations should be, what you need is more important than what she needs. And, I get it. That's the way it might work over there. What do I know? I've never bought a house in Knoxville, Tennessee. However, when you hear those things, it just pains you to know that this industry, as well it's done for me, it's hard for me to deal with a lot of these agents, and they're here too, right? I mean, the problem with real estate is that it's a low barrier to entry. It takes 3 tests that you can do online in a matter of 20 minutes each test, each course, principles, practice, and some elective, and then pass the test to become an agent at 60%. You can get 40% of 150 questions wrong and still be a real estate agent. It's not relevant. Those questions have nothing to do with anything on how to actually sell real estate. Residential resale real estate is a totally different bird, because real estate is such a vast organism. You can do commercial, you can do property management, you can do all these different things with this license. And that's part and parcel of the problem. It's just a low barrier to entry. So what happens is everybody that's suffering in different parts of the world or different parts of different industries, they go, I'm going to sell houses. I'm going to make a quick buck. And they get in, step on their toes, step on their client's toes, and make an ass out of themselves. And then they get out because they go back to their job because it's frustrating. This is a frustrating job. It's a hard job. And yes, while it might seem on the outside that there's not a lot of stuff that goes on, there are a lot of things that go on the back end. But if an agent is telling you straight up that they're only interested in putting this offer in front of you and you should take it, without seeing the comps, without seeing anything above board, and being educated on the steps of what the process is, they're not serving you. They're serving themselves. So just be careful out there. And if you have questions about that, please feel free to call me. I'm not going to try to sell you on anything. I'll just walk you through the process. And in my YouTube channel, there's hundreds of videos on how to interview agents and how to sell your house and what expectations you should see on starting out. All right, enough of my rant. Will California homeowners relocate or rebuild? Both are costly. Yeah, it's California. Everything's costly, right? And the biggest question here is like, I know Adam Carolla is very incendiary, but I saw a couple of his videos over the weekend, and the permit, the permit process. And in any big metropolitan area, you're always going to go through this process of having to get the permits approved and getting the plans approved, and then having to go through the process of paying the city or the county their obligatory desired amount so that they can cash out on, your build. It's kind of a pain. It's very painful. And everything is expensive today. I don't care how you look at it. Insurance is expensive. Rebuilding is expensive. Cost of living is expensive. Just think about all those poor people. I'm not talking about the millionaires, the billionaires, and the movie stars. They are in their second or third or fourth house over in Vail, hanging out, watching their houses burn down. I get that. And that's sad. It is. But I really feel for the regular, ordinary people that live there that have been decimated and they have no place to go, and they're living in the stadium or in hotels or motels or with their friend's house or whatever. And now they have to go back and rebuild. And I can tell you that a majority of them are just going to pay off their mortgage and take whatever's left over and go somewhere else, because they're not going to want to rebuild. It's great for investors, but it sucks for those people. And I can tell you that the cost to rebuild is going to be far more than what they insured their houses for the most part, right? There's going to be a few of them that were smart about it. I can tell you that the insides of your house are probably not insured correctly. You should go through with a video and take a video of every piece of equipment and itemize it and let them know, like, this is a MacBook Air Pro, blah, blah, blah. And this is an iPad, and this is a monitor. I paid $250 for it, whatever. This microphone is $150. And, this cup right here was given to me by my daughter, so it has sentimental value to you, right? All these different things. Go through and catalog the insides of your house, because they're working through that. And by the way, if you're ever in a predicament where you have to use your insurance on your house, you're allowed to work with their claims adjuster, but get an outside claims adjuster. And if you don't have one, I have one. There's a guy out in Pennsylvania, I think it's Pennsylvania, that does this for a living, and he's a fantastic guy. I interviewed him a couple months ago. Fantastic guy, and he will fight for you tooth and nail. And yes, he does take a pretty big portion of the difference between what their adjuster says, and he can negotiate for you. But that's how they make money. And I figure, if you get $100,000 and he takes 20 or 30,000, you still got more than what your insurance company was going to give you. So please make sure you go through all those steps. Okay, enough said about that. This article, as well as the thousands of other ones, are on the internet, but this is linked in my blog. I was going to say something about Cupertino House of the Week, but there's only 2, and we've already talked about them. The rest have been sold. There's just not enough inventory, guys. This is brand new in Willow Glen. This Willow Glen House of the Week, not my listing. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square feet, built in 1951. It doesn't look like it, but it probably has a bunch of rebuilds in the back. Nice detached garage. Got a big patio there. It's like a big old driveway. Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. I mean, if you want to have a parking lot, you can pay for parking. Yeah, see, that's the original house right there. Let's take a look at that. That was the original house, and this is the add-on right here. So that's how they did it. It looks like it's next to a big church or industrial thing. Okay, that's your Willow Glen house of the week. Luxury home of the week is Stockbridge, not my listing. Wish it was. Only $21 million. 6-bedroom, 7 full baths, almost 12,000 square feet, and 1.1 acres, built in 2016. This thing is monstrosely gorgeous. And where is this? This is in, I think, Atherton. Yeah, Atherton. So here it is right there. But this is a gorgeous house. We were up there yesterday. My daughters had a gym competition in Redwood City, so we drove past this. Wow, this is gorgeous. Look at the glue lamp beams. Beautiful. This is impeccable, guys. That kitchen. Not a washer and dryer, but 2 washer and dryers. You got to, I mean, dude, if you're going to do opulence, you might as well do opulence. Look at that stairway and all that detailed trim. That is beautiful. Look at that. I know it's not a great picture, but tray ceiling, pickleball court, pool. Wow. Yeah, if you're interested in learning, let's go take a look. All right, 12 Bay Area sales report year to date, January 13th, third week of the year. So far, we've had 162 sales in Santa Clara County, and the average price is $2.1 million, where San Mateo is still a little bit above and beyond. And I'm nowhere near being able to tell you where we are pacing wise, because we're only in the third week. Once we get into the half year mark, we'll be able to do that. But things are shaking out pretty good. I can tell you that Contra Costa's numbers came in really wonky, so I just made them semi-reasonable. These are not accurate, just so you know. And San Benito County, look at that, 95% list price to sales price. The average price is 976,000, and they've sold 10 houses so far. Average days on market is 57 days on market. Crazy. I did that because I have a listing down there. I have a few more coming up here pretty quick too. So there you go. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you out there.